Hi, this is Craig with Authentic Bottle Damage. So, let's make some changes to our dictionary, and we can. I don't like this big block of code. We've just kind of replaced one block with another. I'd kind of like to automate it. Now, one thing we could do is we could create like an array of rows like this, and then we could do something like this, where we go for each string item in rows, and then board.add the item, and then we'll initialize it to the blank. But look at it, really doesn't look all that different. I mean, it's not improving the readability for me in any way. So what if we changed this instead to well, actually, hold on a second. Now that I think about it, one thing we could do is we could initialize these things like this. Three, and then B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, 2, and C3. Then put that there. That looks a lot better. I like that a lot more. And, we probably could have done something similar with our dictionary. We can initialize dictionaries the same and similar way. So we don't really have to have, we could have done the same thing at the end of our dictionary and then initialized each of the spots. Now, one of the reasons why I like this more is it allows me, I don't know, I just like it more. I feel like it gives me, I'm building it more dynamically. And I think we can take this even a step further. So rather than having all of these in here, what if we did this? What if we had the letters B and C, and then we changed our number from 9 to 3, and then in here we could then do a for loop, like do a for int I equals 0, I is less than 3, I plus plus, and then in here we could do an int j equals 0, j is less than 3, j plus plus. And then we could do board.add rows.i plus j, and then initialize what they'll look like. Now, because j is an integer, I think this is going to give us a problem. So let me just create a 0 length string so that it will convert it to a string. Now, there is a reason why I'm going down this road, is because this is going to give us the ability to do something later that's going to improve the way our code looks. So, I'm really excited about that. So, this makes more sense. Let's run it and just see if we don't have any issues. Oh, we have an issue. We have an issue. So it's not properly populating. So when I do, so row I, if we follow through this, row I plus J, we have the rows, okay. And let's see what we got here. Oh, look at that. A0, A1, A2. And this is because, we started our integers using 0. But here, we're actually going to want to start this at 1 and increase this to 4 because we want it to be less than, wait, am I right about that? Yeah, less than 4. Okay. So let's start this again. Yeah, now it works. A1, A3, yeah. It looks like we're good. We haven't fully tested it out, but that's fine. So this is another way of creating our dictionary, and things are nice and smaller. And now I'm thinking about what is the best way to get into the the next part that we want to get into. And I think what that is we're going to talk about getting rid of this. And one really good way to get rid of this is to use something that's called Linq. And that's using system.linq. Linq is it's a query tool. And it allows us to query structures that make the code, in my opinion, more readable. But it's it's really debatable because some people look at it and they're like, what's going on? And I know this is a little bit more advanced, but this is we're going to move into this area. And yeah, and I'm not even probably going to give a huge primer on Linq, because to tell you the truth, I don't use it a ton. I only use it when it makes sense, and being able to optimize this away would really make me happy. So we're going to give that a try. So let's do this. We're going to do for each string letter in rows, if, and we're going to take our boards up here, boards, and then this is where now, because we imported Linq using Linq, now we can say where, and this will be the start of our search. Now we can give any variable here we want, because this will be the variable that is going to represent our dictionary. So let's call it D, and then we do the equals arrow to the right, which is really just another way of doing brackets. So that's the way I look at it. I mean, I think there might be even a more technical reason, but so then what we're going to do is we're going to look for, we're going to say d dot key dot contains, and this is similar to what we did up here. Boards contains key uppercase. So if it contains the letter, if it contains, if it contains the letter, and then we're going to do a and d dot value dot equals player turn dot count equals 3. All right, so let's talk about what this is doing. So here is we got A1, A2, and A3. This is one win condition at the top of our tic-tac-toe board. Here's the B line condition, and here is the C line condition. So what this is doing is in our rows we have A, B, and C. So what we do is we find that letter. So we'll find all the A's right here. We'll find all the A's, and if the value, here's another search that we're doing, that the value equals, oops, I did this wrong. Player.count, yeah, player turn equals, and then we're getting the count. So the value of each of these is the player turn, and the count equals 3. Then we know that the player's won. Player 1 equals true. And let's just set this up here. Bool player 1 equals false. So now with just this, we have wiped out these 3 cases. Wait. Yeah. We've wiped out these 3 cases. Yeah, because these are not the same. So that's really cool. I really like that. Now, how can we get rid of these next 3 cases? Well, what's the same between all of them? I mean, A, B, C, that's different. Well, each of them have a 1. And then this one has 2 and this one has 3. So these are the columns. So you know what we could do is we could come up here and we could actually add 1, 2, and 3 to our columns, and then increase this to 6. And now let's look at how now are we going to fill this in. I think the best way to do this is we need like to grab an index twice, and then that's exactly what we're doing here. So we got the index, and then we add, so then we can add the rows, and we'll do J plus 3, because that's going to offset us appropriately. And then we can get rid of that. So, okay, so what this is doing is we're only going through here 3 times. So we're only going to go through 1, 2, and 3. So each time we go through this with I, we're going to hit 1, and then we will, over here, we're going to add 3 to this. Now, this kind of messes up what we were doing before. So now we need to go back to 3 and go back to 0 because we're using this for indexing again. So, whereas before we were using it for the number, to put the number next to the row. So because we're doing indexing, so what this is going to do, J plus 3, is we're going to grab A. So here's the outer loop. First, we're going to be in the A loop, and then we're going to come into here. J is going to equal 0, and we're going to go, okay, so we want to add together rows I, which is going to be A, and then rows J plus 3, which will be 1, 1, 2, 3. So this will be A1. And then this will be, it will give it the blank. And then the next J is going to be 1, and that'll give us A2. So, perfect. That works for me. And then down here, we actually don't have to change any of our code. Now we're going to, we probably should give this a better name. We could rename it because it's not letter. It's what would we call it? I don't know. Let's keep it letter for now. But this is now we've wiped out all of these, which is pretty cool. So now we can just do this and say player 1. And let's test this out and see if we get any errors. Oh, we didn't. Oops. Oh, interesting. There's some check that we're not doing here that we should be doing. So okay, let's stop this. Character array. Let's go find references for it. Oh, look at that. This is some old code that we didn't get rid of. So we don't need this anymore. Because we're using dictionaries, our uppercase is going to be A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. We don't need to split them into a character array anymore. So that code really didn't need to be there. All right. So A1, and then B1, A2, B2, and then A3, and this should give us the win condition. It did. So that worked. Very cool. So yeah, so now we've gotten rid of all of this stuff, and that makes me very happy. And we're iterating through it using Linq to find these items. And we're doing it in a way that's really efficient because, in my opinion, we have ABC123. We're able to initialize this properly by just grabbing it using, this method. And now we got rid of those. So that's wonderful. That works for me. So in the next lesson, I'm thinking about completely changing everything up. Because, as great as this is, I still kind of feel like there's a better way that we can do it. Because how do we get rid of this last problem here? How can we get rid of that? And I think we've kind of hit the limit. I mean, we might be able to take it farther, but I feel like we've kind of hit the limit of the dictionary and what it's giving us. So in the next lesson, I'm going to switch things over to bit binary. We're gonna use binary numbers to hold the players' areas that they have. So each of these will represent a binary location in a number. Anyway, I'll explain it. Cool.